everyone, Lisa here from Forest City Stitching. Hope everyone had a good week. This is another late video. My husband was off today, so I should have been able to film a video earlier, but I didn't. So he's putting my son to bed, so here I am filming now. So what we did today, so he was off, so that's not usual for him to have a Saturday off. So we went to Clovermead as a family. So that was fun. It was much cooler today. And I actually kind of couldn't get warmed up afterwards. So after that, I came home and just cuddled up under a blanket for a couple hours to get warmed up is what I did when I should have been filming video. So that was nice to do that. It's the end of their season. This is the last weekend, and then they close down until the summer. So glad to get out there for one last time. As far as tomorrow goes, it's actually a pretty busy day. I have a 5K Halloween race tomorrow, which I haven't run in like a week or so, so that should be interesting. And then tomorrow night we're going to do some trick-or-treating at Storybook Gardens, which is like a little amusement park here in London. So that will be fun. And yeah, so that's what the plan is for tomorrow. So busy day tomorrow for sure. For haul, nothing, so that's good. Yeah, didn't buy anything. I do need to order a couple things, but I didn't buy anything this week, so that's good. Thank you to all my subscribers. Your support is greatly appreciated, and thank you Sherry Price and Angie Pangie for your kind comments. I appreciate your kind words and your suggestions, so thank you very much for those. As far as work in progresses go, I've been focusing mainly on the Enchanted Stitches Facebook group challenges for this week, but I did get a bit done on the 24 hours of acrostic challenges as well. So worked on a lot of different things, and I think I made a little bit of progress. I actually do have one finish as well from my last video as well, so that's good. So for Enchanted Stitches, for that, the first challenge there, it was to stitch on a piece that thwarts Jack's plans. So I chose snow, because if it's a snowstorm or if it's too snowy, then he won't be able to deliver his presents. So worked on Snow Village, Country Cottage Needleworks, and I made some pretty good progress on that. As I mentioned, I think in my last video, I am only going to do 3 snowmen. So the middle snowman is going to be the boy snowman, and then I think the mom is the one that I started, and I'll do a dad on the other side of the boy. So I made some good progress there from last week. So happy with that. Thank you. I think Angie Pangie had mentioned a couple suggestions for project bags. So I did check out a couple of the Etsy shops. One being a Canadian one, I believe, and just haven't made any decisions, but I appreciate those suggestions. So that's that one. And then stitch on something that reminds you of Zero. So Zero is Jack's dog. And I had the perfect idea for that. And is working on the Christmas ornament request that I had. And I really need to get it done. So why not? And so that's that. Again, changing the pattern a lot to make it a chocolate lab and leaving out the words. But I had really great progress on this. So I really need to get it done in the next couple days, because I need to add the name of the dog, but I can't remember off the top of my head. And then the person has also requested one other ornament, but I think it will be a lot quicker as this one's on 28 count because I needed to make it smaller. The other one, I haven't really decided. It might be on 18 count. I don't think it needs to be on 22 because I think they're both gonna be a 4-inch hoops. Originally I was hoping for 3-inch hoops, but I don't think that one I'm gonna be able to get to fit in a 3-inch hoop, possibly, but we'll see. And again, I need those done by the 9th, I think, of November, so. So I thought that fit perfectly for that request because 0 is a dog with a red nose. Well, a ghost dog with a red nose, and that is a dog with a red nose. The number 3, stitch on something that would protect your house. So I come to the Facebook group for suggestions on that one as well. And so what I decided on was cinnamon stars. And how I did that relation was the stones on the house and the fence. Protect the house. So that was how I related that. Made okay progress. I think I only stitched on it like one night. But I started some of the stones. I think I was stitching on it while we had downloaded some episodes of Making It. Yes, with Amy Poehler and the other guy from Parks and Rec. So that was kind of fun to watch because I hear that there's a new season coming out on that. So we downloaded that. We actually got rid of our TV a week or so ago. So now it's all just stuff that we stream. So we downloaded that and we're getting caught up on that. So a little bit of cinnamon stars I worked on. Number 4 for enchanted stitches is stitch on a Halloween or spooky piece. So I continued on Field Mouse Hollow by with eye needle and thread. A little bit of a glare there. I think I mainly got some more purple done. You can see that. So not a ton done on that, but a little bit. After looking at all this, I thought I actually got more done on these pieces than what I actually did. Oh well. So that's that. And then, so for the acrostic challenges, I worked a bit on a few different things. I still have a lot of things outstanding. So here's my progress for, I'll just remind you what I had put in for the acrostic challenge for the first one. So for October, you see there's still a few pieces that I need to work on before the end of the month. Excuse me. And then for the autumn harvest, I checked off a few more this week, but there's still a lot more that I like to put a few stitches in before the end of the month. So I need to get my button gear. So for Dark October, I did have a new start for that one. I started, it's going to be very hard to see because it's literally white on white. And let me just see if I can make it so you can't see any patterns. The skeleton, I'm just doing the skeleton of the mummy of that piece from Just Cross Stitch magazine. And that's for the X portion of Dark October XS. So that's, I'm saying that is an X-ray. And I literally just started some of his face, which you can kind of see, not very much. Again, white on white. I need to get the purple that is in the background. It is a variegated DMC, and I don't have it. I think the only other variegated DMC I have is what I bought for another one out of this magazine, so I need to pick that up. But I do have the other colors that I need. So that was a new start. And then I also worked on September from Year of Celebration, my hands-on design. I had high hopes last night to also start October and possibly November, as they were also on my Acrostic challenges, but no, I did not. So I got a little bit more there done, mainly like the Clockwork Orange that needed, because I just had got that the week before, that color. There is a mistake. That top book is a row too thick, but I didn't realize till I was starting on the green for the book below, so I just left it and made the book below thinner so I wouldn't be off count. And again, I don't know who, someone I was watching on Flosstube this week had asked the question, if you make a mistake, do you always frog it or do you leave it? And I think their response was like, it just kind of depends on the severity of the error. So that's a case where I just worked with it, and because I didn't want to frog the two different colors, so then I just changed up the next book, and after it's done, no one's gonna know what it was supposed to be. And yeah, so I can't remember who had posed that question, but that's my answer. And so that's what I worked on for Dark October XS Autumn Harvest Acrostic. I worked on a couple things for that. One being the Never Ending Cycle, my hands-on design. So that one, worked on it a little bit last night. Worked on a little bit more of the laundry part. It's a pretty quick stitch, so that's that. Another one I had, we'll leave that one to the end actually. So let's do the next one. Is Raven's Reply I worked on by Luminous Fiber Arts. I really like this one. It's not going to be done in time for Halloween, but I worked, I think, just mainly on the border, finished up the border around, and then started the border down here. But I really like that. And then I had a new start and a finish all in one afternoon. I think Sunday afternoon. This little unicorn. So I had used it for the Enchanted Stitches last week. One of the, I think it was something that flies. So unicorns can fly. So that was what I used that one for. And then I started her and finished her on Sunday afternoon. So she was a little quick stitch. She's pretty little. She's just part of a much bigger pattern that I have stitched in the past for someone, but I just wanted to do that portion of it. So I knew that was going to be a quick stitch, and it was. So that's that. And then the other, so that's all for stitching that I had. So I did want to share with you the Halloween costume that I have made for my son. I finished it today, which is just in time for the trick-or-treating that we're going to be doing tomorrow at Storybook Gardens. So he's going to be Ryder for Paw Patrol. So I don't know how popular Paw Patrol is in the States. So I fabric painted this red vest, which took a lot of coats of fabric paint, especially on the white. So it's not perfect, but it's done. And I just made the little badge today out of felt. It's just hot glued on for right now. I think I'm going to put a couple stitches in it. And then the rest of the costume will just be like a white hoodie underneath, which we got from Old Navy. It came yesterday, we ordered it. And then some like jeans or some dark pants. I think it's supposed to be pretty cold, so the hoodie I got is lots big enough that he can put another sweater underneath. Yeah, that's how we do Halloween costumes in Canada. You always have to make it big enough for a snowsuit, typically. That's how it was for me growing up. You had to have a costume that was big enough for a snowsuit underneath. I don't think we'll need a snowsuit for Halloween next week, but you never know. So that's Halloween update. But I did have one question for everyone. On Monday, last Monday, was our election day here in Canada. So I was just curious if those in the US were aware of that, if there is like coverage about the Canadian election and all that good stuff. I know when there is an American election, obviously that's big news, and all of us here in Canada are aware of that. And I was just curious on if that was even something that anyone knew about south of the border, that was happening. But that did happen. We still have a Liberal federal government. It's a minority government, but it is what it is. And yeah, election day wasn't anything special for me because we actually voted at the advanced polls on Thanksgiving the week before. But yeah, so I was just curious if because the American election is such a big talked about event that I was just curious if the Canadian election made any sort of news headway in headlines in the US. Just curious. Yeah, so I think that's all that I had to talk about. Hopefully I can work on all the other stuff I need to do for the Acrostic Challenge. Hopefully I'll be able to tie whatever I have left for the Acrostic Challenge into whatever is coming up for the Enchanted Stitches challenges for next week. Yeah, we will see. I think that is it. So thanks everyone. I hope everyone has a good rest of the weekend, and I hope everyone has a good Halloween. I'd be interested to hear also what anyone's kids are going to be dressing up as, or maybe you're dressing up as for Halloween. I'd be interested to hear that. But yeah, have a good week everyone. Thanks.